Ofori.
So today on Mum's Moment, the big question I'm asking you is, as parents, where do we draw the line between keeping our children safe and allowing them the space to grow through failure and mistakes? Where is that line? Give us a call. The number is 087 086 9495. 087 086 9495. Now, today we're talking about something that we tend to sweep under the carpet, right? And just ignore. Parents who are overprotective over their children. Now, what is overprotectiveness, right? Overprotectiveness is a parenting style that is perceived as excessive control, monitoring, and shielding a child from physical, mental, or emotional pain, which in the long run stops the child's independent development. Now, listen to this, B. Studies have shown that when it comes to overprotectiveness, parenting in South Africa, right? Overprotectiveness parenting in South Africa is often driven by fear, right? Of the high crime rates that we have, the desire to provide a better life than you had for your child. Studies have also indicated that around 61.9% of children raised in overprotective environments tends to struggle when facing challenges. Struggle, taking risks, developing necessary social skills, etc., etc. Now, here is something else that I found interesting. In South Africa, parental overprotection often manifests as extreme monitoring, right? It's seen as refusal to allow children, for example, to engage in normal, risky play. You, that mom on the playground, when the merry-go-round is going around, you're standing right there and saying, "Don't go so fast, Johnny. Don't swing so high, Lisa." Do you know what I'm saying? The over-involvement in their social lives. No, Tando, don't go that side. Don't go play on that side. Play on this side. Which can create this golden cage, right? This golden cage effect, which limits a child's ability to have resilience and just live. You know what I'm saying? So drop me a voice note, 061 792 9495, or hit us up, call us, 087 086 9495. I'm asking you the question, as parents, where do we draw the line between keeping our children safe and allowing them the space to grow through failure and mistakes? And if we look at our own personal lives, me growing up as a child, there were many a times my mom didn't know where I was. She just knew I was in the vicinity. She's around here somewhere. But I'm playing. I mean, I grew up in Mafikeng, you know.
Yeah.
Mabatu, small town. We'd go move 3-4 kilometers away from home and go play. We'd find ourselves going all the way to go visit our friends in a whole different district.
Man.
And we'd go play and we'd know it's time to come home because the sun is setting. We used to monitor the sun and say, "Oh, the sun is setting, get home." My kids today, it's hard to even get them to go outside and play.
Yeah.
Gadgets, right?
Oof.
And now you find yourself monitoring those spaces that they are in. But we have to ask ourselves, where's the line in saying we're being overprotective or allowing kids to just be kids? A study of young adults found that 71.9% perceive their mothers as helicopter parents, while 42.4% perceive their fathers as helicopter parents. Now, what is a helicopter parent? All right, a helicopter parent is a parent who is overly involved in a child's life, constantly hovering, monitoring, micromanaging their experiences, from their academics to their friendships, and even who their children end up dating later in life. Now, if we look at the movie Monster-in-Law, for example, bringing it closer to home if you love your movie, starring Jennifer Lopez and Jane Fonda, one of my favorite movies, where the mother interfered with her son's life so much, she tried so hard to mess it all up. Eventually, the son didn't get married. It was quite hectic. We know the story and the movie. Watch it if you haven't watched it. And I'm asking you this question. As parents, where do you draw the line between keeping our children safe and allowing them the space to grow through failure and mistakes? Helicopter parenting, not something foreign for you, B?
Not at all, Carol.
Talk to me.
So growing up, my mother, besides, the emotional volatility and the immaturity of having a caregiver like her, one of the consequences of that was her being a helicopter parent. So here's the interesting thing. As much as I was not allowed to do A, B, and C, sometimes you wouldn't outrightly say no, but there would be excuses as to why I couldn't. So things like, I don't have money or I don't have time. That was like the go-to excuse for me to be able to do things or partake in activities.
Got you.
And the worst part is that kind of behavior then got transferred to my older sister, because my mom was not home most of the time. She was working in the newsroom day and night. So my sister was like the next parent in command, doing the exact same thing to me. It got so bad to when I was a teenager. They literally interfered in my dating life to the point where they actually forced me to break up with the guy that I was dating. Literally took my phone and pretended to be me when they were doing all the typing.
Wow.
It was that bad, Carol.
That kind of helicopter parenting.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm thinking of myself now and reflecting on my parenting style. I am a little bit of a helicopter. My son is 10, my daughter is 6. I feel they are very young, and I need to be a helicopter for certain instances. For example, social media. I think they're way too young to navigate that space without parental control. However, I do feel that maybe in some spaces I am a helicopter unnecessarily. For example, on the playground. When my child decides they're going to go play on the playground, and that mom who goes and sees who are they playing with. What if this child has pushed my child down the slide? I'm that mom. Don't swing too high, And I'm thinking to myself, when I was a kid, no one was telling me how to swing. If I swung too high, I would fall off that thing and I'd figure it out afterwards.
Right.
But I'm there going, don't do that. Or they're running and I can see they're running on concrete. And you go, don't run, you're going to fall. And I know that you're going to fall and scrape your knee because I knew the experience. But I do find myself stopping my kids from experiencing it because I'm scared they are going to end up hurting themselves. Because I know you run on concrete, you are going to fall and you're going to lose a tooth.
Yeah. Oof.
You know what I mean? So it's really forced me to also introspect, and I'm hoping it's doing the same for you.
Morning, guys. Dwayne from Margate. I think the reason why I'm personally overprotective over my little twins, that they're not going to grow up in the same world that I did. Our parents didn't know where we were most of the day. We knew if the street lights come on, it's time to go home. It's not safe anymore. So it's a whole different world. I think that's why, me personally, why I'm overprotective over my boys.
Good morning, Carol and team. I'd rather be an overprotective mom than a sorry mom. The world we live in today is not like the one that we grew up in. You never know your neighbor or your friend's parents. I'd rather be an overprotective mom that knows where their son is, has access to all their information, as well as allowing them to grow, but with the freedom of being able to come and speak to me as a parent.
Hi, Carol. This is Chrissy from Phoenix. That is a very fine line, dear, between keeping your child safe and allowing them space to grow. But for me, I've got my youngest in matric, my daughter, and I've learned over the years, even with my 2 older kids, that you cannot keep them too tightly. And that is why I made a point then, and even now, I know all of my daughter's friends, I know their parents, I know where they live, and she will only spend time visiting or spending the night over with a certain few friends that I know, and they are welcome in my house anytime. And if they need to go out, I will take them and bring them back. So that's how I do it. Thank you.
Hi, Carol. It's Sam Borgia. So I'm a mom of a 5-year and 7-year-old boys. And when they make a mistake, I always tell them that it's okay and they just need to try harder the next time. Kids need to realize that it's okay to make a mistake. It doesn't mean you need to give up once a mistake has been made, but rather be encouraged that if you make a mistake, it's okay, but you're just going to try harder the next time. So yeah, that's what I do with my boys, and I think that's what I'll continue doing with them as well.
Hi there, Carol. It's Celeste from the Bluff. Just my inputs. Obviously, like when your kids are young, like little, we definitely do need to be part of their life. But with what you said, they definitely need less involvement from us. But then when they lead into the teen phase, we obviously they need to be very involved. We need to be aware of everything that they're doing, the friends that they're keeping. Because let's face it, there are lots and lots of dangers for teens, like drugs, alcohol, and sexcapades, and all kinds of things. Teens are labeling your guidance and your parenting as control. My parents are too controlling. My parents are too controlling. It's not that the parents are too controlling. They're doing what we are there to do, to parent, to guide. It's a tough world now to actually be a parent. Thanks for a great show, Carol. Bye.
You look like you want to say something.
The issue with, being overprotective is as much as you want your child to view you as a safe space, it's not going to happen, because what you're doing, and I say this from past experience, you're teaching your kid to be a very good liar. Especially in the age of like adolescence up to like young adulthood when they're in varsity. Your child will be such a good liar. They'll tell you, no, I'm just going to go study. Nope, we're going out to groove, because we've never experienced that freedom. But the flip side of that is we end up getting ourselves into trouble because we're not so familiar with social cues and so forth in those situations.
Sure, you gave me goosebumps there. The social cues, and you'd learn that from being free to make the mistakes.
That's it.
Now, as we wrap this conversation, last year Mail and Guardian released an article where it looked at the consequences of overprotection. It reported that children may develop a sense of entitlement because their needs are always met and they are rarely allowed to experience failure. Now, due to constantly being rescued, children lack confidence and fail to develop independent coping mechanisms. Now, many overprotective individuals in their 20s struggle to take adult responsibilities, such as managing relationships or handling financial pressures. Yeah? You want to say something, B?
Oh, I think all of that was just well rounded up, because that's literally it. It's things that you got to navigate along the way, and if you're lucky, you also have this resilience of doing the work to do your research. But in most cases, it always ends up the opposite way, and it's like a much deeper trouble that you can't get yourself out of.
100%. It also makes me wonder if parents have become more anxiety driven than ever before. And of course, the socioeconomic circumstances under which we live in 2026, I think you can understand, justifiably so, right? But we also have to navigate how we raise good, upstanding, independent little individuals who'll take on the world knowing that failure is part of life.
100%.
And it's how you come out of it that actually counts. Are parents protecting their kids out of love? Is it out of fear? Is it out of emotional fragility? Whatever it is, it's an introspection moment for us as parents and, of course, as adults who feel like we were wronged as kids. Now, I'm going to play another voice note, then we're going to round it off with audio from Iyanla van Zandt, who's an international inspirational speaker, author, life coach, and television personality. I love her so much that when I visited New York, I made sure I went to her show where she spoke about, just life and how to find your light in dark times. It was absolutely inspirational. I'll get to it in a moment. For now, I want to hear a few more things from you.
Morning, Carol and friends. This is Rose from the Bluff. My children, while they were in school, weekends they used to go out to sleep by friends. Their parents used to phone me beforehand and ask me if it's okay with me if my son or daughter would like to go and sleep by them, and I'd say yes. So I always knew when my children were, and I raised them to know from right from wrong. So at the end of the day, if my kids are sleeping out by friends and they want to go out to like nightclubs or something like that, my kids would phone me ahead of time and say, Mom, we are going to go out to such and such a place, but if we move, I will let you know. So my kids always knew. Till today, they know right from wrong. So they will always drop me a little WhatsApp telling me where they are and how long they're going to be there. So I wouldn't worry. So I've allowed my children to at least learn from young what is right, what is wrong. And I wasn't that overprotective over my children. So I always knew where they were. Love your show. Bye.
So just to play devil's advocate, Carol, question lies in, do we turn around and caution the kids from running, as an example, on concrete because they're going to trip, fall, scrape their knee or break a tooth, because it renders an inconvenience, in inverted commas, to us. So then that means either taking time off from work to take the child to a doctor or to the dentist, and then there are costs and implications involved. With our life and lifestyle being so busy where you have to account for every minute of every hour, is it possible that we also do this because we don't want them to go through it, number one, but also number two, that the result thereof is going to impact us either on a timeline basis or having to take the child then for emergency services. So it's not about the lack of love for the child, it's about the added inconvenience, if I may use that word, that is placed on the parent to now have to resolve something where the child didn't foresee the issue.
So here's the audio that inspired this conversation, right? And I want you to listen to what I love this woman, Ian Lavanzant, has said, all right? Inspirational speaker, author, life coach, and television personality, talking about overprotectiveness.
So this whole thing about entitlement and about keeping our kids from suffering. Every parent wants to give their children what they didn't have. Every parent tries to keep their children from going through what they went through. But here's the thing that parents forget. Maybe what you went through, what they have to go through is what their soul needs to learn and to heal, you know? Mm-hmm. And so we have to be willing to call our children higher, not lift them higher. Call them higher. Call them higher is, yes, I'll give you car fare to go to work. And when you get your first check, pay it back.
Pay it back.
I would say to parents, let them fall. Let them hit rock bottom because God made the rock. If you keep breaking their fall, they will never trust themselves to know that they can get up.
Carol Ofori, KZN's #1 hit music station, East Coast Radio.